Well, y'all, I'm finally making it to see Sinners. Let me go check it out and I'll let you know what I think. Hello, y'all. This is me after seeing Sinners. And this movie was absolutely magnificent. This movie, now, y'all know me, I'm a spooky girl. I like haunted houses, like scare houses and stuff like that, but I do not like horror films a whole lot. But this movie has me changing my mind. Sinners is it's a wonderful horror flick. Those who didn't like it, I don't know what they were looking at. This movie has wonderful cinematography, wonderful music, wonderful sets, wonderful. They filmed it in a beautiful location, wonderful costumes, and most of all, wonderful actors. I know a lot of folks are probably privy to horror movies being like, slasher movies, and that's what holds some people's attention. But I am so glad that this is not a slasher horror movie, because that wouldn't hold my attention. That would terrify me, and I probably would leave the theater. No shade to people that like slasher movies, because we all have our different thing. But Sinners tells a story before it gets to the horror. And I love a good film that has a great story. The writing in this movie is phenomenal. It's excellent. It definitely will hold your attention. If you're not a horror fan, you don't have to be in order to enjoy this movie. Michael B. Jordan playing the twin brothers, Smoke and Stack. He gave an excellent performance. The way that he was filmed playing himself against himself was what they call movie magic. Now, I know that we have AI and all this other fancy smanty stuff, but I am still intrigued whenever I see like camera tricks like this. I've always been compelled when one person plays twins and they interact with one another, and the way that Smoke and Stack interact with one another, especially like giving each other cigarettes and handing each other things back and forth. Movie magic. I've been in love with that kind of camera trick ever since I watched Hayley Mills in the first Parent Trap. The rest of the cast is very compelling. There was not a bad actor in this cast at all. I don't want to say too much without giving away the movie and the plot. Some of y'all probably already know without even have watching the movie, but there are still people that haven't seen the movie. The music in this movie definitely helps to tell the story of this movie, because in this movie there is a theme of pretty much with religion, because you have a pastor's son that's going to go play for his cousins in this juke joint. And before the pastor's son, his name is Sammy, leaves, his father basically tells him that music has a way of conjuring spirits. And those spirits can be good spirits and they can be bad spirits. And those could be spirits of the past and spirits of the future. And when Sammy's music is played, Ryan Coogler, he illustrates that through having the spirits actually show up in the juke joint that he's playing in, that his cousins own. And I felt that was a wonderful moment in this movie. I actually teared up because it illustrated, I don't know if you could call them the ancestors, but I guess just spirits, of how spirits and cultures come with the people that they are attached to. You see African dancers, you see a geisha dancer, you even see what I'm going to refer to her as a praise dancer slash ballerina. And you also see spirits of the future, which were 1990s dancers and musicians and a DJ. And all of those spirits represented the people that were in that juke joint that night. Past ancestors and future offspring. You also have some elements of a love story. Smoking Stack's love interests are Annie and Mary. And Sammy, his love interest is a married lady named Pearlie. And all three of these women are not only gorgeous, they are phenomenal actresses. You also have film legend Delroy Lindo. You know, the guy that says, "Go on, say it. I know you want to. Say it. I'll say it with you." He plays the character of Delta Slim. And we have Omar Miller, who plays Cornbread, who Smoking Stack hire as their doorman for their juke joint. Smoking Stack's juke joint was to serve as a refuge and a place of good times for people who would work the cotton fields. But unfortunately, on the opening night of the juke joint, terror struck and vampires showed up at their door. Jack O'Connell, who plays the lead vampire Remick, he gave a wonderful and compelling performance as a vampire who has lived and has seen a lot in his life. He also had a lot taken from him as well. He is of Irish descent, in which we learn through his music that he plays with his other two fellow vampires. And they use that music to try to lure the people in the juke joint out of the juke joint so they can attack them and turn them into vampires. Because Remick, he wants pretty much to have, I wouldn't say a group. I don't know if I should say family, but he wants some type of coven of vampires to make up for what the white man has taken from him. With him being an Irishman, the white man has also taken from him and his family as well, and stole his land from him, just like they would steal the land from African American people in America. And Remick uses this to try to form a bond to basically say, hey, we're not that much different, when he's trying to get his victims. And I'm not gonna lie, with the way that they did that Irish jig and the music, I think I probably would have been out there dancing with the vampires too. And there are two other actors who also give great performances as well, and they play the friends of Smoking Stack. Yao as Bo Chow, and Lee Jung Lee as Grace Chow, his wife. They also help Smoking Stack with the juke joint as well. Now, that's about all I'm going to say, because I don't want to give it any spoilers, but let me know if there's anything that you would like to know about this movie. But I give this movie, for me, it's a 10 out of 10. Ryan Coogler did a big one with this one. I honestly want him to write another horror thriller movie, because this one was just that good. And like I said, I'm not a big person on horror films, but this one was excellent. Go see Sinners.